this 2026. So it's not any ordinary year. To those people that still believe that witchcraft can still keep you in power, that you will go to Tanzania, you will go to Mombasa, you will go, I don't know, to Nigeria, or you will fly witch doctors from which country, 2026, all those witchcraft will not happen. That's why anytime somebody that is not even God person, when they apply to South Sudan, and you bring them in the name of pastors or prophet, when they leave South Sudan, they go and die. They don't stay. Why? Because South Sudan is a God country. You cannot come and lie to the people of South Sudan and survive. Where is TV Joshua? Where is Pope? Where are those people that came to South Sudan in the name of prayers? They are not alive. Anytime they leave South Sudan, they go and die. Because South Sudan is a different country. Is in another level. So 2026, any witchcraft you bring to the country, any cow you slaughter, there's no powers that are working in 2026. Witchcraft powers don't work. This year is year of God. It's a different year. It's an ordinary year. It's a holy year. It's a special year. That's why the things that are happening, they are surprising everybody. Imagine the food that is being eaten by Adud Salva, people know. Where Adud Salva sleep, people know. That's how naked South Sudan is. That's how naked South Sudan is. The kind of alcohol that is being enjoyed in J1, everybody know. So we need to wake up as South Sudanese. One thing I will start by saying, it's a demand. This demand is going to the governor of Unity State, Joseph Wenming 12, the current governor of Unity State. In 2022, there was a massacre that was done in Unity State. People were killed in Lair County, and I request President Kiir in 2022 that a committee was supposed to be formed. And a committee was formed, and that time was during your time. So I am here to request you that we need that report. We need the report of the Lair massacre. So you have to request President Kiir, you have to call the city SAM to give us the report of the Lair massacre. So now that you are a governor and this massacre was done under your instruction, I am here, the lady that requested President Kiir to form the committee in 2022. I am here telling you, make sure you ask President Kiir and let them ask City SAM to make sure that the Lair massacre report is published. We want to see the report. That is a statement that is going to the governor of Unity State. So I am done on that side. I am here to Lul Roycom. After 2 days of the Kor Kaltan Jabal Iraq war, after 2 days of the death of those 72 or 74 youths or 73, the government kept quiet for 2 days. The citizens struggled with the dead bodies. The youths cried on social media, blaming each other, left, right, and corner. Up to today, after 2 days, the spokesperson of SSPDF, Lul Roycom, came out to silence what? To silence the environment, the social media. And you came and said that we have sent people to go and investigate what is the problem. 2 days after the war. And he also came out and said, remember that place is very far. Government of South Sudan have aeroplanes. They can afford anything, even private jet. Why did they have to wait for 2 days? Why are they sending reports to other news that these are unknown gunmen that killed these people? When did unknown gunmen come back to South Sudan? If the SSPDF are the one killing the citizen of South Sudan, you call it unknown gunmen. And you come out and start blaming because you did not say anybody. So the South Sudanese start mixing themselves, hating themselves, because your intention was for South Sudanese to kill themselves. The war to happen between the Nuäri and the Dinka again, like you have been doing your drama. So we are here to demand What is the results of the investigation of the team you sent 3 days ago? Because those people you sent them 3 days ago, and up to today we have not yet seen the results. Up to now, are they still on the road? Have they not arrived to Kaltan, Jebel, Iraq? So please, Lul Roykong, today come out and tell us who are the people that kill people in Kaltan, Jebel, Iraq. Because 2026 is not, we will not wait for things to happen for themselves. We demand answers in 2026. We demand answers. So that is part that is going to Lul Roykong, because he was the one that came out that he sent some team to go and investigate. So we are here after 3 days of you lying to us that you have sent some people to go and investigate. You have not yet given us yet any report. We want report to be given to us. As the citizens, we deserve to know who killed people in Kaltan, Jebel, Iraq, in the mining gold field. We need to know. Because we know who have been killing people in the Nuäri side, we know. And we have the documentation, but we need to know who killed people in that area, in the mining area. That side is done. This one goes to Adut Salfa. Adut Salfa, listen to your mother. There is no mother that can ever lie to her daughter. Listen to your mother and don't sign another death warrant for South Sudanese. Don't take the vice president position. Whatever the steps you want to take is the step your father took in 2013 when he removed Dr. Riek from vice president. The people that advised him that time, I believe your father is regretting that act up to today. Because what made South Sudan to be to the where they are up to today, that made South Sudanese to suffer, is the removal of the first vice president. That was the start of the problem of South Sudan. And today, you want to repeat the same mistake. Please, talk to your father. Let him not remove Waniga, Dr. Waniga, and put you. I promise you, the things you have not seen in your life, we will put them on social media. The things you have not seen, we will put them. We will open them. The deals that happen in Nairobi, we will open them. The deal that was signed in Qatar, we will open them. The deal that was signed in Switzerland, we will open them. We will put them. And the whole South Sudanese will be surprised. Even those who are worshiping you like God, they will not kneel down. Those who have sing songs praising your name will ban those songs. Because we know ourselves. You can lie to anybody, but there's some people you cannot lie to. We know all the contracts of South Sudan have been given to you. We know there's no deals that are being signed in South Sudan without you. We know all the money go through your account. We know men worship you like God. We know you are the center of corruption in South Sudan. Nobody else. When you want to talk about other people that are corrupt, you are the center, the mother, the father of corruption in South Sudan. Maybe people don't know, but we know. And we are not just talking, we have evidence. So please, don't continue to destroy. You have killed enough South Sudanese with your father. It's enough. Go home and use the results that you have. Or else, you will regret, but it will be already too late. Listen to the advice that were given to you. Listen to the advice that were given to you by Abel Alier, Molana Abel Alier in Nairobi. When you went to him and you tell him that you wanted to be the president, You remember what he told you, that South Sudan will be on fire. Don't do it. And you went back to Juba, and you want to play that you see something bigger than what Abel Alier knows. You know nothing about South Sudan. You only know corruption. Listen to your mother, listen to what Abel Alier told you, or else it will be too late for you, Mama. They say a dude it. It's not going to be a dude it. It's going to be a dude worse. It's going to be a dude fire. It's going to be a dude on hell. You have shown us hell, but the hell you are going to see will be different. The hell you are going to see a dude will be different, I swear. It will be different. You see these comedians that are making comedy? They know every details. Imagine within even your mother's bodyguards, your own bodyguards. Nobody is happy about your leadership, about your family. Everybody is not happy. Imagine the pictures that are leaked out, the videos that leaked out. Do you know what is bad? There's nothing. So if your own security doesn't want you, so you think South Sudanese will want you? No. 48 Laws of Powers, that book have destroyed South Sudan. And that book, everybody, we have read that book. So when you go we know that this is the step you have taken. Is this number you have done. We just watch, it's checklist. We are doing checklist. When you make this move, we check. And then to Dr. Waniga, why are you being used like a child and you are a big person? You contributed to this SPLA. Everybody is singing and enjoying. Why are you being used always as a scapegoat? Why are you being used always like a tool? Like chess. When people are playing chess, you are the one who will get the problem. No. A man sometimes needs to show himself that I am a man. You are letting the Equatorian people down, Dr. Waniga. You know who killed people in that area, and you are just coming out to condemn it. Why are you condemning it and you know who killed people? People like you, Dr. Waniga, is what is making South Sudan to fail. Because you are being mistreated and you accept to be mistreated like a child. You accept to be used like a child. Huh? Today is 1st April. No joke anymore. I warned you people before. I warned you in January. I warned you in February. I warned you in March. And nobody wanted to listen. Nobody wanted to listen. You continue to destroy South Sudan the way you want. You continue to kill the youth of South Sudan the way you want. You want to finish us and you want to be in position for 90 years? And then somebody like General Kwal Manyang, you should have shut up. You should have closed your mouth instead of coming and telling us nonsense. Huh? You want to eat oil money. You want us to eat lizards and dogs and cats and rats. Huh? Which laziness are you talking about? When the South Sudanese youth are not being given opportunity. Which laziness are you talking about? That we are lazy. Are you seeing the way we are struggling on the street of Juba every day? Running around every state in the name of humanitarian? And you are sitting in position there speaking nonsense? And what kind of advice are you giving President Kiir? If what advice you can come and tell us, and that's why I used to tell people, the kind of people that are advising Salva Kiir, they are the problem, not Salva Kiir himself. Because if somebody like General Kwal Manyang is an advisor to the president, what do we expect from the presidency? If Minister Ambassador Ezekiel Lul is the one that going to the cabinet meeting, what do we expect that he will go and communicate in that cabinet meeting? What do we expect from this government, South Sudanese? Nothing. Total, you will continue to die, and we will continue to die if we don't wake up. If you continue to see yourself as Dinkas, as Nuer, as Shiluk, as Equatorian, then you have signed that ignorance of refusing to accept the truth, that ignorance of accepting to use this. Huh? That is the problem. Look at all the people that are working in the government. Have we ever seen them telling Salva Kiir that Salva Kiir, you should stop killing people? They say we should protect Salva Kiir government so that we continue to be in power. That is the words that come out of their mouth. When a governor is being appointed, people must die, because that is what Salva Kiir government look like. You must kill people for you to be in power. You must kill 20 Nuer or 50 Nuer or 100 Nuer for you to be confirmed. You see what Ezekiel Lul did last year? The position he gained, he did not gain it for nothing. He killed people for him to get that position. Everybody in government of Salva Kiir, you saw General Kwal Manyang was sent to the ground. He went to his own Twitch people, his own Bor people. No, he went to the Bor people. And he told them that we must go to war, because that is how the government of South Sudan look like. You must fight for your position. He went and told people the drama in that place that we should eat. The same thing he said 2 days or 3 days ago is the same thing he said again in Twitch East or in Bor. That is the same thing he said. Why? Because Salva Kiir government, you must protect your position. You must kill your people for you to have a position in that government. So you should stop lying to yourself as the Dinka or Nuer. You are all suffering. You are all dying. The people that are being buried, they are South Sudanese. If they are Dinka, they are South Sudanese. If they are Nuer, they are South Sudanese. They are Equatorian, they are South Sudanese. They are Shiluk, they are South Sudanese. Who is more important in South Sudan than the other one? Nobody. When they are killed, you see them as Nuer, you see them as Equatorians. No. All these years from 2013, it's been Nuer dying. In 2025, the Shiluk add themselves in. In 2026, the Dinka are adding to the list. Now everybody's dying. It's no longer the Nuer that are dying. It's no longer the Dinka that are dying. It's no longer the Equatorians that are dying. And you don't know, the Dinka have been dying for a very long time. But because the Dinka, they are like, this government is our government. So they have been dying in silence with the name of Concord. The Dinka have been dying in the name of Concord. The Dinka have been dying in the name of Concord, to those who don't know. They are being slaughtered like chickens and dogs. They are being slaughtered like cows and goats. But because they are protecting this government, because Salva Kiir lied to them that if I step down, you are going to be killed. If a Nuer come to power, you are going to be killed. If an Equatorian come to power, Dinka are South Sudanese who have a right to revenge anybody dead. Nobody. Because the people that are dying, they are who? They are South Sudanese. Who have a right in South Sudan more than the other one? Their Williams have been dying for a very long time. Huh? How many? They have been dying. Where is King Paul Malone? He has been away for a very long time. And how do you know how many Williams were slaughtered? Do you know how many Williams died behind Paul Malone? But nobody's talking about it. People are talking about the death because they hate Dr. Riek. They want to kill the Nuer. They don't want to talk about their Williams that are dying. They don't want to talk about the Tony people that are dying. They don't want to talk about the Imatong people that are dying. Ask me, I will give you the document and the address and the numbers of the people that have been dying, because we have been doing documentation. When we talk here, we are not just talking. We have proof. We have evidence. You think when I was in Juba talking to the government, fighting the government, I was enjoying fighting the government? I was being chased every day by the government with different cars. Huh? The Nuer are dying in the name of Wanatin, and the Dinka are dying with Concoch, but we are all dying. Did you see that Dinka man that came out that said, we are being treated under the trees? He was in Warab. He said, we are being treated under the tree, and there are people that are being fly to other countries for treatment. Are there people that are more South Sudanese than us? Was that guy a Nuer? That guy was a Dinka. But the tribalism, the government of South Sudan is using tribalism, and the Dinka will come and say, these are Nuer, let them die. And you kill the Nuer, and then you parade their body. You kill the Dinka, you parade their body. Because the Nuer are feeling bad now. You remember when the General Majur was killed, his clothes were removed. Was that a good act? Now when Nuer are killed, their clothes are being removed. They are paying back what happened before. We should not pay back bad deeds with bad deeds. And we are here opening. You are the one dying. Your children are the one finishing. Your brothers are the one finishing. Your sisters are the one finishing. And then they are sending away the real human rights activists. Those we are having in Juba are not real human rights activists. Do you know what we have faced because of South Sudan? Do you know what we have faced in Juba? Huh? So before you open your mouth and you abuse us, ask us, what do we know? And we will show you what we know. And there's some people that have been sending them privately what the problem of South Sudan is. Proof. And they're like, wow, we didn't know this. Yes, you didn't know. You don't know because you are blind of tribalism. We have stopped discussing. If we have discussed this thing long time, we will not be where we are today. We will not be how we are today. But you have been saying Nuer are rebels, Nuer are terrorists. And this thing it have led us to where we are today. It have stopped being Nuer the terrorists. The Dinka have joined being terrorists. I am a Nuer and I love Nuer people. But I am a South Sudanese and I love South Sudanese. Same to you. You are a Dinka and you love Dinka people. But you love South Sudanese because Dinka alone will not be a country. Nuer alone will not make a country. Equatorians alone will not make a country. God put us in South Sudan as 64 tribes. Do you know what does that mean? 6 plus 4 is equal to 10. 10 is 1 plus 0 is equal to 1. That is God's number. If you don't know, you are damn it, people. If you don't know, let me show you what South Sudan means. We got our independence on 9th of July 2011. Do you know what that means? 7 plus 9 is equal to 16. 1 plus 7 is equal to 1 plus 6 is equal to 7. That is completion number of God. The time God rested. That's the meaning of South Sudan. The last mission of God. That is South Sudan if you don't know. If you go to the year, it's 2014. 2 plus 0 plus 1 is equal to 4. Do you know what 4 means? Completion. The 4 corners of the world stand in South Sudan if you don't know. When we tell you South Sudan is a spiritual country, you come and open your mouth, you know nothing. Anything that is happening in South Sudan have a meaning. So stop tribalism. Whatever we are doing, if you want South Sudanese to think, they will not think by talking to them. You have to use some sour. And that's why we are mixing it. Today we are drinker, tomorrow we are nuäri, tomorrow we are South Sudanese. Why? Because we want you to open your mouth, your mind, and think. There are different strategies to be used when you want to deal with South Sudanese. We know South Sudanese better than anybody. So please, stop killing the small South Sudanese, the remnants that are remaining. Our problem is Juba government. Our problem is not our states. A government that have to kill for somebody to be brought in. Imagine, sucking blood. They are vampires. They are vampires. You think Dr. Riek is just after too much money or too much greed? If he wanted, he would have gone to South Sudan. Huh? He would have gone and do other things. Are you aware that when Dr. Riek was in Juba, he was not being given money? Nobody knows. His house was not having power. Even as we are speaking, Dr. Riek there's no food that is being given to him in his house. Under house arrest, he's not being given food. Since September last year, he has been starving, no food, and you don't know. Why? Because tribalism is what is blinding you. Are you aware the government of South Sudan have been denying Dr. Riek food for a very long time? From September? And when he has been in the house, in the office, some people are blaming Dr. Riek have been in power. He has been under house arrest since he arrived in Juba. And when he complained to Pope during that time that I've been under house arrest, Salva Kiir was asked by Pope, who put Dr. Riek under house arrest? He said it's a lie. He tried to fool everybody. He released Dr. Riek. He went to the POC. And that's why you saw there was a mission, one mission that he went to the POC and meet the people in the POC. Again, what happened? He was again put under house arrest. He had been moving triangle. He goes to his office, either go to J1 and his house, or is either escorting President Kiir to the airport. He had been under house arrest since he arrived in Juba. And people are blaming him. He's fighting so hard for South Sudanese. And we are here trying to kill them, calling him names, abusing him. Some even are calling him disaster. And you don't know what he's fighting on your behalf of you and your children. And the vision of South Sudan. Have you ever seen Salva Kiir talking about the resources we have, narrating them to us? Does he even have how many rivers we have in South Sudan? Does he even know what is being contained inside River Nile? He doesn't know. And you are here, tribalism is blinding you. What we want is not to work in the government. What we want is peace. We will be able to do our things. Who is interested in working in the government? We are not interested in working in the government. I want to continue doing my things that I used to do before. Real people that control a government are the ones that work under the private sector. The private sector is what controls a government, a country. So you will not want to be a politician. No, you will want to be a businesswoman or a businessman if you want to succeed, if you want to control the government. Because it's you to decide how will the economy of the country look like, not the government. You don't know. If I'm lying to you, ask. Dr. Riek is starving in the house, no food. He's being denied food. And it's the government that put him under house arrest. And there's a budget that the government lied to. They lied to him all this while that he had been in Juba operating his office. He doesn't have money. The budget that was approved was never been given to them. And some people I see on social media, they are talking that Dr. Riek have been eating money. Which money? When Dr. Riek have been starving, struggling to survive. Why will people hate Dr. Riek if he's not saying the truth? Why will the Young Council of Elders be so bitter? Why will the politician in Juba ministers be so hard on Dr. Riek? Because he's exposing their corruption. Did you see the information that leaked out? The forensic report that was done against all the roads construction? Do you know where your money went to? You don't know. Why? Because you don't follow. Every information is in the social media. You just see social media. You see Nuer, you hate them. You see Dinka, you hate them. That is the social media we are seeing. But we are not checking the reports that are coming out every year about our country. Some of you did not even read the report that was given recently. You just come and hear somebody have talked, you pick some words and you go and open your mouth and you write. You don't know, you don't read. Do you see the reports are always print here? Some of them I've been showing them to you, reading them to you. Do you know why I was doing that? For you to start thinking that every report of how our country is running is being shared to the media by the world. And the world doesn't talk about anything without evidence. And anytime you see we talk with evidence. So we don't just talk because we know we can be jailed. So we don't just talk, we have evidence anytime we talk. So please, let the death in South Sudan finish with that massacre of Kur Kaltan. Even the name of that area need to change. How can you call place Kur Kaltan? Do you know Kur, what it means? Kur in Nuer is fighting. Kur is war. Kaltan, we all know what Kaltan look like. What this means to be Kaltan. Then you call it Jabal Iraq. Some very funny names you are giving to places. Who called that place Kur Kaltan? Like at war Kaltan. Do you even understand the name? So to the government of South Sudan, stop blaming the youth of South Sudan that we are lazy, we should go and eat frogs, or we should go and eat what? No. You step down and give us those chances. Give us industries in South Sudan. We will be busy working in the industries. Build them because the money of South Sudan is there. Build industries. Those who go work in the industry will go work in the industry. Build companies. Those who go work in the companies will go work in the companies. You also build schools because we have teachers that are professional. They will go and teach children. Give us peace. We will not need your position. You will be in position up to your teeth get out. We don't want to work in the government because that is total stress. We want to work in the private sector. Give us peace. Give us roads. Give us development. You will be in power forever. We are not interested in power. We just want to do our things. Comedians will be comedians. Footballers will be footballers. Basketballers will be... Everybody will go do their things. Youth will not have time with you. Youth will not have time with the government. We will not have time with the government. We want to be busy. If you invest in sport, every South Sudanese will go to sport. Youth want to compete with the other part of the world. We will be bringing resources back to the country. If footballers win diamond, they will bring diamond. Basketball win medal, they'll bring it. We will be bringing money to South Sudan. So we will not be interested in the government position. How many people have tried, Ruth, we give you position? How many positions have rejected? I'm not interested in power. I just want peace for South Sudanese. And give me back what you took away from me. My life. What I enjoy doing, serving my women, serving my youth. That's what I enjoy. I'm not interested in the government. Have you ever seen me talking anything? No. But you are even robbing us, our own life, our own freedom, pushing us away. Where is Garang John? Where are the real activists in South Sudan? Where are they? They're in exile. Why? Because of the government. Those that can be able to bow down and hold their testicles, they're the ones that are sitting in Juba. Huh? When we led a protest in 2022, we were arrested, but we were not killed. We were denied to mourn Treasure C. We were denied to mourn Treasure C. When Treasure C was killed, we tried to mourn her. Our body, our picture was drawn, and then the government, they came and removed it from the wall. We are being denied, and we were arrested. Where is Manasa Mafiang? Been sent away. Where are they? The real activists, where are they? Where is Manasa Matfiang? Is he in South Sudan? He could not even have a freedom of going to bury his father. Why? And he have worked for South Sudan. Manasa Matfiang is an activist that really works so hard for Anna Taban. For those who don't know Anna, we are all activists under Anna Taban. Do you know even that organization was called Anna Taban? Because we are Taban. Suffering. And he led. And until when Manasseh became 36, he left. Where is the organization now? Totally dead. Because you sent the head of Anna Taban away from South Sudan. South Sudan cannot be South Sudan without activists. South Sudan cannot be South Sudan without opposition. South Sudan can never be like Uganda. If you want to treat us like Ugandans, we are different. You cannot treat us like Rwandese. We are different. At least maybe you can treat us like Kenyans. But we are more wild than the Kenyan youth. South Sudanese youth are more than wild. Nobody have temper like South Sudanese youth. No. But because we choose tribalism, we choose to listen to you, we decided to be ignorant. Because what is killing South Sudan is ignorance and tribalism. But now that you are coming out and calling us lazy, telling us to go eat frogs, to go eat lizards and dogs, we will all be again now seriously wild. And you will receive. Dr. Majanga God came out and said, we are the problem of South Sudan. Again, Kwal Manyang came out and said the same drama. Please. If you are expired to the level of you cannot see what is the problem, go home and relax with your children and sleep. And enjoy, play around with your grandchildren. Because you already have enough resources. What pension again do you need? And you already loot the resources of South Sudan. What pension? What pension do you need? And you already loot all the resources of South Sudan. What pension do you need? And you already give yourself more than pension. If I happen to be the president today, I will arrest every old person and put them in prison, regardless if you fought for South Sudan or not. I will put everybody in prison. The first thing I was supposed to do is to build prisons and put all the old people in prison. Go talk to yourself and remember the Anyanya. And remember that you fought for South Sudan so that you can be free. Because you cannot remember when you are in those positions. And when you are put closed doors. When you are put to those prisons that you are putting youth to, your mind, you will come back to your senses. You will stop talking to us that we should go and eat dogs. Who told you we are eating dogs as South Sudanese? You better tell us to go to the River Nile and get fish because we don't have enough fish. But you're here telling us dogs. Are you okay? You remember some years back there were these companies that used to bring dogs. and they were selling dog meat to South Sudanese. And these people were arrested. So, this General Kwalmanyang is the one that is behind this company. These dogs company are coming through you. Because whatever he's saying, have been happening actually. There have been dog meats that are being fed with South Sudanese in South Sudan. And some of them were catch some times back. So that means this is Kwalmanyang company. This is your company, General Kwalmanyang. Respect us, the youth, we will respect you. Know your limit. Know what to say at a particular time. 2026 is a different year. The youth will not continue to keep quiet. The youth, we will respect an elder that respects himself. We will not respect an elder that doesn't know that he's an elder. You remember they say you can find a man in a boy and you can find a boy in a man. We are having boys who are 50 years and 100 years if you don't know. And let your daughter warn you. We are watching. This year we are not joking. We will fix South Sudan. And we are really fixing South Sudan. Behind doors you are crying because we are twisting all the corners. We are closing. This international community, you are saying they are nothing, they are something. And we use them to tie you down. Make you come to your senses. Because they are the people that give you freedom. They are the people that recognize that South Sudan should have sovereignty. And today you are coming to tell them, who are you? We will use them to open your brain, unlock it again because you lock it. So we will unlock it. South Sudan is not a kingdom ship that you should remain in power forever. No. So I have to go, my time is up, but I'm here to remind you. In Swahili they say, tuko na wewe hapa na hapa. So we are with you here and here. You go A, we go A. You go B, we go B. Until you decide to do the right thing. And like I told you before that you will release the first vice president. I told you before. You will release. You will try nothing. You will release first vice president. Because he's the only hope and the seed that South Sudan have. And to all people that hate him, try to see his videos, the plans he have. Have you ever seen anybody showing us how the South Sudan parliament should look like? How the ministries should look like? Have you ever seen? He's the only person that is telling us what we actually have in our country. So think. Don't use your eyes and your heart. Use your brain. South Sudanese. Stop ignorance. If somebody kill you, tell them you kill me. Stop tribalism. Because these are the only two powers that the government of South Sudan is using. Long live South Sudan. Viva South Sudan. This is it.